Hello guys, this is Spicy, and this is a review on a Bandai Pacific Rim Uprising high-grade Gipsy Avenger. I don't know what the scale is. They did not give a scale for this series of model kits, so it's hard to tell. Anyway, this kit was released in 2018, made in Japan. Take a look at the box real quick. Yes, made in Japan, not made in China. This is not ROBOT Damashii. This is a model kit. And here are all the gimmicks for this kit. And the assembly process closely resembled the manufacturing process of a Jaeger. Very interesting. Anyway, here we have the back of the box. And nipper's the ideal tool to remove parts. Blah 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 blah. No glue required. Retail price in Japan is 1900 yen. You can get this kit in North America for around $20 to $23. And it's actually a very nice kit. Alright, so being a model kit, obviously you had to cut all the parts out of the runners, and then you have to, some people like to clean up the nubs, like myself. I clean up most of the nubs. I think all the nubs actually. And then yeah, and then you might want to do some panel lining to bring out the detail using Gundam marker. And yeah, so it's actually a pretty small kit. So we have we got the C plate here, we got the B plate, and then we got the A plate here with most of the parts for the armor. And then we have this plate of hard joint parts. This kit does not include polycaps, which is actually very interesting. Anyway, those are the runners. And we have a very a lot of stickers on this kit, and I can tell you these stickers are not very good. So you either have a choice of not putting them on, or if you're trying to apply them, or if you do apply them, they may eventually peel off. So I recommend putting top coat on this kit to just make sure the sticker doesn't come off. That would be very annoying. Anyway, here we have the instruction manual. Obviously, Bandai have make high-grade model kits for various other lines other than, you know, outside of Gunpla, and this is just another one of them. The assembly for this kit is actually pretty easy. It's not super difficult. It took me about 2 hours to put it together. Yeah, that's including cleaning up the nubs, so it's actually very simple. And yeah, and here we have all the placement for the stickers. It's pretty cool. This one also have a very nice gimmick. If you have the LED, the Gunpla LED, you can stick the Gunpla LED in there and make the Vortex Turbine light up. I do have an LED, but I don't have the battery. So unfortunately I can't show you that gimmick, but I can show you where the LED fits. So basically you want to remove the back panel right here, and then you can stick the LED unit into the back section. Like, if I can actually get it off. Okay, there we go. You see the opening right here. You stick the LED in here, and then you close up the back plate like that, and there we go. Then you put these pieces back on here to the back. Generally speaking, this is actually a pretty solid kit. I'm actually pretty surprised. Yeah, so let's go ahead and take a look at all the details on this kit. Obviously, I think it has much more detail than the ROBOT Damashii figure. Yeah, take a look at that. All that scope work. It's fantastic. Yeah, even the joints has much more details than the ROBOT Damashii figure. And yes, you may be wondering, is this model kit in scale with ROBOT Damashii? And the answer is absolutely not. Here we have the ROBOT Damashii Bracer Phoenix, And obviously, I have reviewed the Gipsy Avenger, the Robot Damashii figure. The Gipsy Avenger Robot Damashii figure would actually be about this tall compared to this model kit, so they are not in scale. So unfortunately, if you're gonna collect both lines, you're gonna have to get the other Jaegers for the model kits. You can't really display them next to the Robot Damashii. And yeah, so that's a little bit disappointing if you are looking to have this kit next to your Robot Damashii figures. They're not gonna be in the same scale. Yeah. Anyway, let's talk about accessories. So obviously we got two closed fists right here, and we have one open hand, and then we have the option parts here. And the option part, just like the Robot Damashii figure, requires you to remove the forearm. Yeah, just like the figure, you have to remove the forearm, and then you attach like one of the hands to this piece right here, and then you stick it back onto the model kit. Okay, if I can get that to work. So here we have the blade weapon, the chain blade, very cool. And if you don't want the chain blade, you can also remove the entire forearm once again. And then we have the this thing is called what is this thing called? Does it have a name? Let's see. The chainsaw. This is called the chainsaw. This part is called the gravity sling, and this one's called the plasma caster. Okay, so this is the plasma caster right here, looking very cool, like that. And then we can also remove this entire forearm section right here and put on the gravity sling. Right there. Being a model kit, you have to be aware, sometimes parts do tend to fall off. This kit is this kit is more solid than the usual, even more solid than some of the Gunpla kit, to be honest with you. But just as expected with the model kits, parts sometimes do like to fall off. So just be careful of that. Now we have the gravity sling and we have the plasma caster. Pretty cool. Alright, so those are the accessories. And we got the optional part right there. Now let's talk about the articulation. It's actually pretty good on this one. So the feet is actually on the ball joint connected to this hard plastic cap piece right here. I wish they would have used poly caps, but I guess they were not trying to involve putting a poly cap into the system, I guess. So anyway, we have 360 rotation. It's actually kind of hindered because of the well, actually no, you can rotate the feet 360, so that's actually pretty good. And then we have a hinge right here, so you can hinge the feet up. You can hinge the feet forward and back, pretty good. Ankle rockers, very nice. And then double jointed knees, which is very cool. Also got the thigh cut right here, and then we have peg to a hard cap system right here. So I mean, you can get decent range of motion out of that, so it's not too bad. Yeah. And then you can also swing at the legs out like that. I thought this was gonna be a universal joint, but unfortunately it is not a real universal joint. Yeah. And you can move the hips a little bit, rock it back and forth. On the back here we have the connection piece for the action base. This one uses like one of those like straight pegs instead of the ball joint, the ball peg. So just be aware of that. And I'm having some issue getting, oops, there we go, right there. It's like, it's not a square, it's like more like a rectangular peg system. Grab grab that before I lose it. Anyway. Alright, and then we have the waist rotation right here. It is kind of hindered by these hip pieces right there. It's a ball joint connected to a hard cap right there, a round cap right there, and then same with the torso section. Although this time, unlike the ROBOT Damashii, you can go 360 degrees. That's actually very surprising, considering you can even put a LED in the chest. So that's actually really cool. And like I said, you know, since it's a model kit, parts do like to come off. This part in particular, this gravity sling pieces, is actually really annoying. Yeah, it's I would just recommend like gluing it on, because I don't think you're gonna use this piece for anything else. So I think probably gluing it on will be a good idea. Yeah, just glue it on and then just leave it alone. Yeah, I don't think this thing has any other function other than, you know, being like this. Anyway, let's continue talking about the articulation. The neck is on a hinge sitting into the chest, but yeah, this is all you're gonna get out of it. So it's really no point talking about that. And the head is on the ball peg, however, it's very hindered. Yeah. Really not much you can do about that. I did do extensive panel lining, and I really like the piece for the visor. That's actually molded in a different color. And the shoulder is on a hard cap right here, connected to the chest. We do have the butterfly function where you can rotate that out. And obviously it's on a ball joint, so you can rotate that 360 degrees. And then the shoulder armor here on top, you can move this piece, and then you can also move the shoulder armor up and down. We do have the bicep swivel right there, and then we have double jointed elbows, although this weapon isn't really the best one to demonstrate that. So let's go ahead and pop this thing back on. Double jointed elbows. You can really, it's only a little bit more than 90 degrees because due to the way the bicep hinders the articulation right there. Alright, so my biggest complaint about this kit is probably the gravity sling. I'm probably just going to glue that piece together. And my second biggest complaint is the stickers. Yeah, like I said, these stickers are not very good. They will eventually come off. And yeah, you can probably buy a top coat at your local hardware stores, and then just spray that on to seal in all the stickers if you plan on putting them on there. And if you do panel line on this kit, it will actually bring out a lot of the details and make the kit look even better. So I highly recommend panel lining the kit. The lines are very sharp and refined, so yeah, you can definitely bring out all the nice details on this one just by doing a simple panel lining on this kit. And that is pretty much it. I do recommend picking this kit up. It's actually one of my favorite high grade build in a long time, actually. Yeah, it's actually very simple, but it's very satisfying, and overall it's just a pretty solid kit. I guess they're kind of in scale with Gunpla, as you can see right here. I have a Gym Custom, although I don't think in the universe they're anywhere near the same size. I think yeah, the Gipsy would probably be like 10 times taller than a Gym Custom. If they're if they're in their actual scales. But anyway, yeah, I do not like this thing. I'm gonna super glue that. Anyway, that's pretty much it for this review. I hope you guys find the information helpful. Thanks for watching.